Welcome everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Robert Verdugo podcast, episode 37. I'm so bad with these. Yes, we hit it. 37. Let's go. As you guys know, and every Friday, we always talk about, a certain story on the subreddit of relationship advice, which is located on the Reddit website, whatever. It's like a forum which I always browse every single day. Just in my spare time, and whenever I'm basically doing nothing, I'm on Reddit because it's actually quite nice to read some really funny stories. And I'm quite lucky I came about this story because most of them didn't have the outcome that I wanted. Most of them were a bit, that's a bit fucked up, or that's quite sad, or it's good, but it's not. It's like not really wholesome, and that's what I try to do for these Fridays, is have a nice wholesome pod. And obviously, we try to find stories which most people can relate to. I believe my last week's podcast was on eavesdropping in therapy, where I spoke about, I think it was a fiance or a wife. I think they were married, I'm pretty sure. They were working from home. The wife was in therapy in a room, but then the husband came home. She thought he was eavesdropping, but it was actually definitely not the case. He came home, realized that she was in therapy or having counseling session, and then he didn't eavesdrop and did his own thing. And the good thing about it was they spoke about it in the end. She came out and said, hey, I heard you. Were you actually listening to everything? And he was like, no, that's not the case. Like, I didn't hear, I heard mumbling of words, but that was it. I didn't want to intrude or didn't want to come about in, that's your time to talk with your counselor, your psychologist, whatever it is. That's your time. I'm not going to, I'm going to be respectful of that. So props to that story. That was very nice. This one, which by the way, we always do this every single Friday, and I also drop a podcast every Monday. So we're on Spotify, SoundCloud, and also Apple Podcast, and also on YouTube as well. Shout out to the YouTube boys who are watching as a visual. I've been slacking on the visuals, so yeah. But today's story, we'll also go over the news as well, which low-key hasn't been that great. This week's been pretty boring, to say the least. I've only got like 2 things, but, this story's juicy. I quite like it because I can relate to it a little bit. Definitely not to this level, okay? But I've made up this thing where every Sunday I'll cook for my mum and dad. Every single Sunday I'll come up with a dish, and, I can definitely say I have a bit of a knack for cooking, man. I won't lie. I'm not bad. I have a big head right now, but I'll be genuinely honest. I'm pretty happy. I wasn't happy with this Sunday's dish that just went past. I decided to make souvlaki's, which I made the bread from scratch, and it was so easy, and it was so good. Like, oh man, I'm so happy. It was so dumb easy to make. Way easier than all the other, like, pastas and stuff I've made from scratch, even though it's just pita bread. But the souvlaki, I just wasn't happy with, man. I don't know why. It's definitely because it has to be on a grill, whereas I had it pan fried because I honestly didn't have enough time to just go out and just start grilling everything. And it's a lot of work, okay? It's a fuckload of work. And had it pan fried. I had it marinated for like 4 hours and it just didn't taste right. It wasn't enough flavor. So I know next time around to add more seasoning and let it marinate for longer. That's like every single time I do this on Sunday where I cook, you always learn something from it. And like I learned from, I made ricotta gnocchi, which is delicious, but it was too dense, which I added too much flour. So I know next time to not add as much flour, knead it for a lot longer, and we learn from our mistakes, man. Honestly, you guys should give it a go. But why I speak about cooking is the title of this story is my girlfriend's grandfather is a Michelin Star Chef and is visiting. I'm supposed to cook for them, but I cannot cook. What the fuck am I supposed to do? So these guys, they're young, okay? So the girlfriend's 21 and he's 21. So they're quite young, but, obviously you can tell by the first line that he says. Context, been together since March 2019. Yeah, I love her with all my heart. Beautiful, beautiful lad. So, first of all, please do not judge me. Yes, I am a 21-year-old man, but look, I just cannot cook. Sure, I can make something like very basic pasta, a boiled egg, etc. But I absolutely cannot make anything where you have to prepare multiple ingredients. When I cook, the food either the food's either done or it's not done. I have no experience with doneness, and I do have my redeeming skills, but cooking is just not one of them. I've tried following recipes word for word, but I've just had no luck. Boy, I can relate to that, dude, because at 21, I couldn't cook for shit. Even till now, I just need a recipe. If I've got a recipe, I can follow it. But most of the time, I couldn't cook. Like, pasta and stuff, making the sauce, I never knew how to do. When every single Sunday, I actually made sauce from scratch, and I made pizza from scratch. The sauce was too thick, but let's leave it at that. But I never knew how to make any of that stuff, and it's actually quite easy. You just have to be patient and have a sense of discipline as well. The one thing I would definitely want to say was that I'm very good at cooking meat. That's what is like my specialty. I can cook a great asado, or it's spelled ASADO. It's an Argentinian barbecue. It is like the most gorgeous thing on this planet, and I can definitely say I have an act for that, because my dad's been doing it for a very, very, very long time, and I've done it 4 or 5 times, and I'm pretty close. So yeah, got a big head from that too. But we're gonna keep going to the story. So obviously you guys can tell he's 21, he knows it, but he just can't cook, which is fine. You're not really expected to at that age. I definitely wouldn't think so. But my girlfriend and I are both rising seniors in college, and I have my own apartment near campus where we'll be meeting for dinner. When I agreed to make something, I thought I could just bullshit something. But then when I mentioned to my girlfriend's brother, who I'm friends with, he told me that their grandfather was awarded a Michelin Star some time ago. Oh my God. This man, this grandfather would have the best fucking meals, dude. And I definitely think from reading this, you don't need to wow him, because I think most definitely he's not there to judge your food. He's there to meet you. He wants to know who his granddaughter is dating. That's it. Like, do you know what I mean? But we'll keep going. So I asked my girlfriend why she didn't tell me, and she said she didn't want to freak me out. I never cook in college. I've always relied on dining, eating out, Uber Eats. I don't even have dishes. Okay, see, if that was me, oh, fuck. All right, I've been there, done that, so I can relate on that level of just eating out all the time. But if I moved out at that age, or if I was living, at campus or something, bro, you got to learn how to cook. Like, even if, you just learn some basic shit, because this man's wasting a lot of money, like incredible amounts of money. So that's definitely one thing you guys should learn, is to learn at least cook some basic go-to dishes that you can do every time you need something to make. So the only thing I can possibly think of is I know a fair bit about wine, as much as a 21-year-old can know. So I could definitely get something good on that end. So, okay, this man's 21 and he's already into wine. It's a bit of a steez. I'll tell you that right now. I only just got into it not that long ago, and I wouldn't say I'm a wine connoisseur. I just like this. It's like this Portuguese wine. It's fucking good. It is fucking good. It's different. It hits different compared to because I'm very Hennessy, like cognac, cigar. That's me in a nutshell. You will not. If I remember one of my mates' 21st birthdays. So it was literally was it last year or something? For his 21st, I really wanted to get him a cigar, but he's like, nah, I don't do cigars. I'm like, oh, you're a bitch. But had literally a bottle of Hennessy, fat cigar, and I was just loving life, because it's about the flavor that you get when pairing the two. It's like strawberries and chocolate. That's literally what Hennessy or cognac or any form of whiskey, because Hennessy is actually not whiskey, it's just a cognac, but having a cigar and a whiskey or cigar and scotch or something, it just enhances flavor of everything, and that's what I like. And technically it's a bit of a steez as well, I'm not gonna lie. But we'll keep going. So this man knows wine, which is, at least you have something, okay? At least you got the wine up your sleeve. I literally don't know where I was. Oh, here we go. I really, really don't know what I'm supposed to do. Should I just push as hard as I can for eating out? Should I pull a Seymour and buy takeout from a steakhouse or something? If I did that, should I tell my girlfriend at least? No, don't do that. Please don't do that. I'm sorry if I sound like I'm panicking. I just love this girl so much, and I don't want to leave a bad impression on someone she's very close with. Bam! What a cutie. That's it. That's cute, man, because that'd definitely be me. If I honestly had to cook for, if I had to cook for someone and their parents, or I had to impress someone, bro, the amount of pressure. Like if I had even like having my friends over. I remember I'd had like a barbecue last year before ISO. Those were the times. I had a barbecue and I had to cook for like 14 people. Yeah, I panicked a little bit. I got up, I had like 2 hours sleep that day, and I cooked for 8 hours on my asado. And, you know, in my case, it's definitely nerve-wracking because it's a lot of people and you just really want to impress them and show your skills. And at the same time, I've always said this, and I always think of it every time I'm cooking something, always. There's always the special ingredient that you need to know, okay? This is what my grandma told me. My grandma told me at the age of 13, she goes to me, Roberto, because she has the accent, the South American accent, but I'm not going to do it. She goes, Roberto, you want to know my secret ingredient for cooking good food? Because she cooks the most amazing food. I go, what's the ingredient? Abuela, because I call it abuela, not abuela, just like short term. And she goes, love. Love is a secret ingredient to everything. And bro, it's so wholesome. It's so nice. Every time I cook something, that's what I think of. I always think, okay, and she always said, it's the love that you put into the dish, and at the same time, think about the person who you're cooking for. Whether it be a significant other, whether it be like your family or friends, just have them in your mind while you're cooking your food, and I can guarantee you it'll come out perfect. And I can tell you, I've had a time or two on these past Sundays where I haven't thought about my mum and dad and I was all frantic. But then there's times I'm like, okay, let's just really put this together, and it worked. So, just a little hint there. It's love and think about the person you're cooking for. That's what I think makes it work. So, obviously, he just doesn't want to leave a bad impression because he obviously doesn't know how to cook. But I think he actually added some more stuff towards this post. There's actually an update, but we'll get into the update post in a sec. But he goes, wow, I spelt Michelin wrong in my username. I'm just a big fan of Kitchen Nightmares and keep imagining this is going to be like Gordon Ramsay or some shit like that. He said an update, so I read through a lot of the comments and I've talked about it with a close friend. We want to try a test run like I pounded in some other comments. And if the test fails, then we'll have to just accept that I will have to say something. I would definitely think of, first thing, go on Google, write in easy dishes or easy recipes for beginners, or amazing dishes for beginner cooks, because you can get amazing and beautiful food and dishes that are really dumb easy to make, because you'd be surprised how far you can go with a couple of ingredients and a fry pan. It's actually quite interesting, to say the least, how much ingredients can play a part in a dish. But in my case, if I was him, all I would do is go on Google, look up some recipes. You can even ask, he is living away. He's living at, on campus. But even if it was just to call his mum or dad, or call like a family friend and say, hey, is there any like recipes within the family that is like the go-to? Because I know if that was me, I'd ask my mum, because she makes a really, really good sauce. And she's actually taught me a little bit on how to make the sauce from, how she does it. And most wogs, okay, or most family members don't have, it depends who you are, but my family doesn't have a family cookbook. And I know there's some wogs out there. I say wogs because we really love our food, even though I'm Latino, but you get the point. Most people, how some families have a recipe, like a family cookbook that's being passed down from generations. That's insane. I wish that was me. But at the same time, you could ask like your grandfather, your grandmother, your mum or your dad, say, hey, do you have any recipes that, or like, do you know any dishes that I could make that are very easy because I'm trying to impress my girlfriend's grandfather? He is Michelin Star, which you don't even need to mention the Michelin Star thing. You should take that out of the equation, because that's not the thing that he's there for. He's not there to judge, and I said that already. He's not there. He's just there to meet you and see if you're a good bloke. That's literally what it is. I definitely would think that if I was in this dude's spot of being a Michelin Star dude, and I'm going to meet the boyfriend of my granddaughter who is 21 and lives on campus, I'm not expecting insanely wow food. All he's expecting is for you to be a really great guy, be very nice, and not be a prick. That's literally what it is. And if you cook for him, he's already going to think of that as, whoa, he thought of this way hard, he thought this through and actually decided to make something. And I know for me, when I cook for mum and dad and they say they really love this food or they say thank you, it just means a lot more because for the first time, mum or dad's not cooking and it's like, hey, it's me instead. And to get the appreciation from someone else saying this is really nice, it's like, it hits the spot when someone says your food's really nice. I don't know why. That's probably like a really common thing. But basically, he just said like a lot of extra comments, which aren't really fucking needed. But that's just my thing. I would go through Google, find just the most basic recipe, and let's say if he wrote this on a Monday and he's meeting him on Saturday, like take the time throughout the week, test it every single night. If you want to be that dedicated, at least try the dish 2 to 3 times. Even just like make it once, try and you're like, bro, this is good. Fine, you've done it once, you can do it again. It's not hard. If you're not that confident, maybe, test it a few times, make the dish a couple more times, and even you can, if you really want to be that dedicated, you can invite your girlfriend over before the dinner and say, hey, this is what I'm going to make for your grandfather. Will he like it? And obviously get her to try it. And she says he's going to love this regardless. It's fine. You got nothing to worry about. So there is an update, okay? And it's quite short, but that's good. So, hey guys, thank you for your advice. My girlfriend's grandfather came over and we had our dinner yesterday. So this is an update to that post. And I just want to say first, I am drunk. So please excuse any typos. Okay. So far, so good. I like this. Anyway, I was really freaked out about all summer about wanting to impress him. I don't know why I said that so many times. Fucking idiot. I was seriously considering pulling the Skinner scam and buying takeout and disguising it, which I've heard people do before. I've seen it done, like especially on like movies and film and TV shows and shit. That's not the way to go. Don't do it because you can notice if it's takeout, and if you try so hard, especially Michelin Star dude, he's gonna notice. All right, so it's kind of cheating. But I decided to go for just trying to make something myself. I spent pretty much all of July trying to make steak. I started with cheap stuff, and it was really, really hard at first, but I learned from my mistakes. Really? Really? Is that how to make steak? Oh my days. Fuck, all right. I would assume steak's not that hard, but obviously because there's some people out there that just aren't good cooking meat. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Like, even steak now, I wouldn't really cook, to be honest. I've never ordered steak at a restaurant. I don't know why. I feel like it's maybe because like mum will buy like T-bone steak, or maybe every now and then maybe buy like something a bit more of a nicer cut. But I don't know. Like lately, I just haven't been eating steak. I'm not a massive. It's so hard to say, but I'm just not a massive fan of it anymore. The asado is a different story, but that's not steak. That's like, it's like ribs and stuff. But I don't know. I don't know why. I kind of know why, but then I don't. But anyway, so he tried steak. That's a bit of a big dick move. I'm not going to lie to you, especially if you go a really, really nice cut and you cook it. Oh, you cook it medium rare with a little bit of juice. And don't forget, when you cook it, you need to like wrap it in foil and let it rest, because that's like the best. You have to let it rest for like at least like 5 minutes, I would think. I have a hair in my mouth. That's disgusting. But you get the point, okay? We'll keep going. So, I wanted to go all out. So, I bought really nice steak to make when the day came. I made 3. 1 for all of us. It ended up being better than I had hoped. Though obviously not Michelin star quality, I also brought some really expensive, or at least for a college student, Cabernet to pair. It's a wine. Fuck me. Although he actually brought rum. Oh, he actually brought rum as well. Okay, so they had both. It's around midnight on August 16th here in the eastern United States. I love this man for being so detailed. It's actually amazing. This happened on the evening of the August 14th, and he said that the steak was nice. He and I went out for burgers and hot dogs the next evening. Oh, and it was just him and me, or him and I. We also had a metric fuck ton of beer. All in all, it was a really positive experience. We got along very well. I'm glad I didn't risk trying to pass off steakhouse food as my own, though I still want to try to see if I can fool my professor's friend maybe after the pandemic has passed. There must have been something else. And at the end, I really love my girlfriend with a smiley face. Bro, look at this wholesome man. This is like, he made me proud because he literally went out cooked steak, that would have been expensive, man. Not gonna lie. If you're cooking steak all of July, you can get like really shit cuts for pretty cheap too. But for him to go out and then the next evening to have burgers and hot dogs with the grandfather, bro, you can tell right now, like, you're in it for the long run, my man. That's all I could say. Because he's obviously accepted, because if you went out to fucking have food with him, he likes you. He fucking loves you. So props to you, man. That's a really wholesome story. I really like that, because I feel like a lot of people can relate to, you know, meeting the parents for the first time, or, you know, having your missus over first time for dinner or whatever it is, and you need a cook. Especially as a man, I feel like, because this is the thing, I feel like the ideology of women always cooking has been around for so long, and it's just like, it's just not a thing anymore. It's all about, you know, evening the playing field and making sure that you both, you know, can cook whenever the other person just doesn't want to cook. Because all I can say is that I don't know how mum does it, and I know why she does like the go-to dishes that don't take that long. Because all of Sunday, I won't lie to you, like, obviously I'll get up, I'll chill for a little bit, whatever. I'll go to grocery shopping at like 3, run around like a headless chook for an hour trying to find all of like the things I need. By 4:30, I'm grinding up until like 7:30, 6:30, depending on how long the dish will take. I'm there for fucking ages, and it's like, man, imagine doing this after a 9 to 5. That's why I definitely could see why now people are just doing, hey, fuck women always cooking, because it shouldn't be the case. It should always be, you know, Monday you do it, Tuesday I do it, let's go vice versa. And then Friday, which, you know, me and my parents started doing as well, Friday is just takeout, because it's just Friday night, watch the AFL on a Friday, watch the football, and then get to chill. That's it. You don't have to worry about cooking, whatever. But nevertheless, it's really, really good to learn. And if you're a girl watching this, you don't know how to cook, that's not a big deal, okay? That's not, you know, it shouldn't be seen as all women should know how to cook, or all women are always good at cooking, or whatever. If you're, regardless of who you are, if you don't know how to cook, that's fine. It's not a big deal. The big deal is you're going to have to learn, because, you know, depending on who if you end up finding someone and they really love to cook and they cook all the time, then, well then, you're pretty fucking set. But if that's not the case, which would be pretty rare to find, I would honestly suggest just learning to have a few dishes up your sleeve. I know I've got my go-to, what's it called? My chicken patties. My chicken patties are gorgeous, and I say mine. But I know I really that's like one of my go-tos, like a rice and stir-fry veggies with a bit of sesame oil, a bit of soy sauce, garlic powder, stir-fry that with a bit of rice. Goes a really long way. It's just like super simple and super easy to make. Pasta and stuff, depending how you go about it, you can obviously buy like pre-made pasta, which is fine. Like, it's not a big deal. Making it from scratch is a lot more of an effort, and that's something I would definitely do for someone if, you know, if I had the whole day to do it. If let's say I finished work, came home, and people are coming over, no fucking way am I making pasta, because that's not going to happen. You know, you have to make like a go-to simple dish that you can make easy. And I definitely found that cannellonis, I stumbled upon that word, Jesus fucking Christ. Cannellonis are very easy to make, funny enough. You'd think they're very extremely hard, but I bought them pre-made, okay? I bought the sheets pre-made, all right? If I had to make the sheet from scratch, once again, take a whole day. But like, the filling's really easy to make. What you do is just like you got to sweat down the spinach, you got to drain the water, like all the liquid from the cotta, so it doesn't go all like mushy when you cook it, and so it doesn't water down a lot. There's heaps of dishes, man. Like, just go ahead and look for it. Honestly, it's nice. It's therapeutic as well. That's the one thing I wanted to say, was that it's very therapeutic, and I really highly suggest you people learn, because it's a bit of a vibe. But what we're gonna do is, I don't have that many news to go through, unfortunately. There wasn't that much that happened throughout the week. The only thing that, I mean, it's not even a vibe, to be honest, because I don't really rate it, but Nike Supreme dropped their fall into 2020, like revealed all their like zip up windbreakers. Oh, Jesus Christ. Zip up windbreakers with Nike Supreme logo. Am I a fan of it? Fuck no. I definitely would not wear it. But that's just me, okay? That's probably the only thing. Following a brief break, Supreme has now returned to reveal its latest team up with long collaborator Nike, accompanying this week's fall 2020 week 2 drop. And that's the one thing I never really understood is does Supreme do like 4-week drops or something? I'm assuming every week's they select a different amount of stuff to do for their drop. Yeah, I'm not a massive fan. The one thing which, I mean, if you're an Aussie, this is what you'd want to keen out for, is the Uniqlo U Spring Summer 2020. It is dropping on September 17th online and in stores, so you should go ahead and check it out. There are a few pieces that I will definitely cop. I will definitely be looking out for, because I remember I did this reaction like last year. Honestly, it was because that's the thing, as an Aussie, we get everything a season late because we're just Aussies and that's the way life is. But I did the reaction to this and I remember this Cuban shirt. Oh, this short sleeve Cuban revered collared shirt is so sexy, dude. It's got like the piping on either side of the shirt, short sleeve, got it in white, black, and also a really burnt orange. Bro, those loafers and shorts. Oh my God, I look like Pablo Escobar when I'm finished with this. But that's the one thing I'm definitely keep my eye out for. Also might look into the wide sweat long sleeve t-shirts. So it's just like a sweatshirt, wide fit. I really like the green. Funny enough, is a little bit out there for me personally, but I think I rate it. Especially it reminds me of the Rick Owens green, which they did a couple seasons ago, which is really nice. They've got it in orange as well and a green. I'll, just go ahead and Google Uniqlo U Spring Summer 2020. But I will definitely look out for the sweatshirt. I want a couple hoodie as well because I don't have enough. I threw out most of mine because I wanted to do a bit of a revamp. And then the main thing I will look out for as well is just the tees. The tee, like the Uniqlo U tees, whatever. They're just in a variety of different colors. I just want to branch out and get a lot more because they are just bang for your buck, man. And I definitely want to pick out the Airism oversized crew neck short sleeve tees because they're Airism. They'll be super breathable in the summertime. And your man's sweats quite a bit when it comes to summer. Some people may know that because, yeah, I sweat a fuck ton. Honestly, it's a bit concerning. But yeah, I want to cop like a lot of tees, the crew neck, the hoodie, and the short sleeve shirt. I remember when I did the reaction to this, I remember seeing the military jersey, which is like a long sleeve. It's a long sleeve shirt with the 2 pockets to give like an overshirt vibe or military vibe, I should say. But the one thing I didn't like was the thinness of it. And I understand it's for spring, summer, but that's what I have my Stussing Our Legacy shit for, to wear in the summertime. So I don't know, I might not grab it. I'm not that keen for it. I'm just mainly keen for the t-shirts and the basics because that's what I really want to go to. The trousers and stuff. Oh yeah, the jersey shorts and the sweats too. I completely forgot. Wide fit sweatpants as well because I'm in the mood for sweats. They are going to be pretty good to get, I would think. And then the jersey shorts I might cop in black just for like $50, whatever. Just cop a few things here and there. But that's like the main thing. There wasn't really much else that dropped throughout the week. It's a little bit But with all that being said, make sure you give us a review on Apple Podcasts. It would mean a lot. It goes a really long way. 5 stars if that's what you're feeling. But don't forget to follow us on Spotify, follow us on SoundCloud, and also don't forget to give it a like on the YouTube channel. It really means a lot. The YouTube channel is Verdugo Vibes, so add the visual on there. So shout outs to the people watching. I'm being really awkward on camera. That's very concerning. But with all that being said, I'm gonna leave a nice tune to end off your Friday, and I will see you guys on Monday. Take care. Peace.